So if you have been following this series, we have talked about a piece of information. So there are two shops in a town, shop A, shop B, and then their individual sales over the last 5 years, 2015 to 2019, have been recorded. Right, this piece of information, if we convert into a table, looks like this. The sales of shop A and B for the last 5 years, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, and the number of units they sold in each of these 5 years, 300, 250, so on for shop B, 250, 300, etc. If we convert this piece of information into bar graph, right, how would you do that? Something similar to what we have seen in line graphs. There will be two axes, x-axis, y-axis. Let's say this point is 2015. So I will see the number of units here. So let me call this 100, 200, 300. So for 2015, it is 300, right? So what would I do? I will put a bar instead of a point. For line graph, we would be putting a point. But instead of that, I'll see a bar which is as high or as tall as the number of units it sold. So that is 300. This is for shop A. What about shop B? 250, right? Between 200 to 250. So it will be somewhere here. So for the same year, if I want to put it in the same graph, I'll use, an immediate stack. I will just put it on adjacent level like this. To just differentiate which one am I referring to what. So let me, we'll see two, like this. Like if I say this drawing of checks is for shop A and this diagonal lines is for shop B. So I will be seeing, a pattern like this for shop A and diagonal for shop B. It might not look that good here. So let me show how it looks once we draw graphs, right? See the same piece of information, 5 years, shop A, shop B. So if the bar graph would look like this, on the x-axis I have years, on the y-axis I have points for the number of units sold. As I said, in 2015, shop A sold 300 and I'm using a blue color to represent shop A. So shop A would be as high or as tall as 300. See, this point is 300, right? So what about this point, this one? This is the orange block for the same year. So what is the height of it? 250. So I read that the value of shop B in terms of sales in 2015 is 250. Let me pick this. 2018, blue is for shop A. How many units did it sell? 200, right? This is the height. What about this? 150. That is shop B. See, 2018 shop A sold 200. 150 is shop B. That's how I read a bar graph. Because I have two quantities or two entities here, for the same years that I am representing, I am putting two adjacent bars like this. If I am only talking about shop A, the graph would have looked like this is for 2015. 2016 it would look like something like this, and 17 it is something like this, and so on. I will see single bars like this where I don't see anything. Only blue color would be something I would see, not the orange, if I'm only talking about shop A. Because I have two shops for the same year, so we are sort of having where for 2015 I'm seeing the entire thing as a block with two colors. If I am shop C also, let's say it's a red color I'm drawing shop C, so I will be seeing something like, let's say like this, right? If I have shop C also, that's how we keep doing for number. You see the gap here, this is for the different years. For the same year, different entities, I am putting them stacked together, but others I am giving a gap. That's how the bar graph looks. Clear how to read it? There are other varieties, right? I can put the same piece of information by making this bar graph look horizontal like this. There's nothing different, just the x becomes y becomes x in terms of axis. 2015, how many units are sold for shop A? 300. For shop B, 250. 2017, shop A, 400. Shop B, 200. 2018, shop A, 200. Shop B is 150, right? We do the same. Shop B in 2019 is 400. That's how we read it. Sometimes we might get to see graph like this, but it's nothing different. There is another variety called stacked bar graph. What does this do? See, I am seeing x-axis is shop A and shop B. I see the y-axis is the units. And I see different colors for different years. So 2015 is this blue color. How high is this? 250, right? This point would be 250. What about this orange? It looks like between 400 to 600, slightly above 500, closer to 600. Maybe I can call it 550. So how many units did I sell in 2016? It's not 550. This should be 550 minus 250. This point is 250, right? I need to only measure this height. not the entire height. The entire height is 550, yes, but the number of units sold in 2016 is only the orange, that is only this unit, right? So 550 minus 250 will be 300, right? That would be my 2016 for shop. This looks, sorry, this should be 300, right? My bad. This is between 200 to 400, so this is 300. This is 550. So shop A sold 300 in 2015, and here I am saying 250. What about this height? What would be this point? I think it's closer to 1000, right? 900, 950, somewhere around that. So let me take 950. So this is 950 minus 550 is 400 is this height. What about this? Again, something similar to 1150. So this should be 200. The height is 200. And finally, this will be 100 because it's slightly above 1200. This should be 1250. So 100. Now the 300, 250, 400, 200 and 100, right? That's how we see. Similar for this also. That's how we read the stack bar graph, where basically we get to see multiple items one over the other. The value of each item should be only measured based the height it is, not from the 0 point, from the start and to the end. Something similar for this, right? It should be between this. This will be closer, this will be 550 and this will be, let's say 750. So this has to be 200, right? 2017 shop B is 200. That's how we read it. And this is how you see a stacked bar graph. This is still a bar graph, but stacked because it is sitting one over the other, right? That's why it's called stacked. Put one over the other on top of the other.